This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
All right, we go.
Hey, Bruce.
Hello, Jody.
How are you doing today?
I'm excited. I'm excited today because, well, I'm back out in the studio and I can breathe, somewhat. It's not as horrible as it was last week when we. Yeah.
We were, Bjorn and I were kind of joking that it's very unhealthy now, and we're celebrating that because it's not hazardous.
Right.
We're not hazardous conditions. We're very unhealthy conditions. So maybe later in the week we can look forward to just healthy conditions.
Right. So if you're not sure what we're talking about, we're in Portland, Oregon, in the middle of the forest fires that are kind of surrounding us, and the smoke from said fires is making its way up here to the city, and so it's been really, really horrible to breathe the air. You're not supposed to go outside. It's bad inside as well. I wear a CPAP, and it has a filter, and I pulled the filter out, and it was horrifying. So. Yeah. If you're using a CPAP and you're anywhere around this area,
check
change your
filters. Yeah.
Yes.
I tried to go to the store. We got a couple rando ones. I ordered some. They were supposed to be here a couple days ago. Now maybe they're going to be here tomorrow. I'm just like,
oh man,
doing what I can over here.
Yeah, it's rough. But we're alive. We're making it work, and I have some fun news this week to kick things off. Yes. So I'm going to start with the beer-related news because, you can't go wrong with that.
Going to make me drink my beer already.
Yes. So there is a brewery company that's been making their tasty beverage for a long, long time. It's called Yuengling. Mm-hmm. Yuengling is coming west for the first time since 1829. So the beer itself has been available in 22 states on the east. Now they're expanding. So they're going to be coming out this way. So if you are west, congratulations. You get to have Yuengling.
Yeah, I did see a little blurb about that, and I was like, oh, wow, nice.
Yeah. So that's good. More beer options is always a good thing. And I always like the beers that have been around for a long, long time. It's always cool to be able to get those. So yay for that, but you're still going to have to wait because the beer won't make its way out here until the second half of 2021. So, yeah, better late than never, I guess. 1829 to 2020, however many years that is, we're finally getting it on the West Coast.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
So there we go. So, one of the things that COVID has done is pushed everything back as far as movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. Almost everything that we want to see has been pushed back to next year. Yep. And, we're going to continue to see that. Even movies that are supposed to come out around the holidays, it's sounding like now they're going to be pushed back to next year. So there is one bright shining light in all of this. It was announced today that Marvel's WandaVision, which is one of the Disney Plus Marvel shows that was supposed to have already been out, is actually coming out later this year.
Oh, nice.
Now, what does later this year mean? Nobody knows.
They don't have much time left.
So the good thing about that is, yes, we'll finally get one of those shows since the Marvel movies have not been able to come out. We were supposed to have Black Widow much earlier this year. It got pushed back again. It's supposed to be around the holidays, but now it's sounding like that'll be a 2021 release because they don't want to do something that they know is going to make $1 billion in the theaters on Disney Plus. So, yeah. So
it says first episode date December 2020.
So there we go. Sometime around there by the end of the year. And I know there's another show that's been filming another of the Marvel shows, Falcon and Winter Soldier. No, I couldn't find any date on that. It was supposed to be this year. I don't know if that's still going to be the case. It sounds like probably not. So either way, we got to take what we can get. So there is that.
Nice.
And Now, the last announcement that I have here, the last piece of news, is a fun and juicy one for video gamers. So last week we talked about the Xbox, the new Xbox dropping, and how they are doing a really cool. Basically, you can buy it as a monthly subscription sort of thing. You pay it off over time. Blah blah blah. The PS5 has been announced today with a date that is actually going to drop, and they announced a bunch of games.
Ooh,
so
nice.
I'm going to start with the games because some of these blew me away. So they announced Final Fantasy 16, which if you're a Final Fantasy fan, you might be like, okay, great. Well, this Final Fantasy, with the trailer they dropped, it felt like Game of Thrones. Like it was like a Game of Thrones and Final Fantasy like game mixed together.
Okay.
And I've played the last few Final Fantasy games and I've been fine, not as great as what I wanted, but this looks crazy. This looks really good. It looks like it's geared definitely toward adults as far as I could tell. It's a little less, at least in this trailer, it felt a little less. These games are kind of cheesy. They kind of have a cheesy feel to them. It felt a lot less that and a lot more like Game of Thrones. That's what it felt like to me. So,
well, that's probably what they were going for. That was very popular. So
yes. So very excited about that. They also showed off Spider-Man Miles Morales, some of the gameplay for that game, which looks really cool. The scene that they showed was, it looks like maybe it took place on the Brooklyn Bridge. The bridge was falling apart. Miles is saving a bunch of different people as he's kind of running around and doing all this stuff. They showed its actual gameplay from the PS5. It looked really cool. The graphics looked great. It was just like really slick, really fun. I'm very excited to play this game. It's going to be out very, very soon from what it sounds like. So, yeah, very cool.
So if you need Bruce, he'll be busy.
Yes, I know. Once I get a PS5, I'm done. I'm done for a while. They also announced, if you're into kind of the creepy horror games, Resident Evil 8. It's called Resident Evil Village or just Village. I couldn't really tell from the promo video, but it looks creepy as hell. I am not a fan of those kind of games, but hey, if that's your thing, lots of people like them, then there you go. It's definitely worth checking out. I mean, it was super creepy and it felt really cinematic in a way that maybe the past games haven't. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that with PS5. And I've saved what could be the best for last, depending on if you're into this franchise or not. They dropped a trailer for a Wizarding World, Harry Potter-ish open world game. So think like World of Warcraft, but
for wizards
in the Harry Potter world. It's like I think it's called. I, of course, didn't write down the name because I, in all caps, said Harry Potter open world game ? Question mark. I think it's called Hogwarts Unlimited or Hogwarts. You know what? I'm gonna have to pull it up.
I mean that sounds like it would be a fun. I mean, I like Harry Potter. I might check that one out.
It's called Hogwarts Legacy, and it covers. It's like an open world action RPG. I mean, you're going through all the places that you've seen in the movies and obviously read about in the books. There are more different kinds of characters. They had a somewhat creepy looking villain with a horrifying looking mask on. There were trees that were trying to attack. There were undead things. I mean, everything that you seem to love about that wizarding world is in this. And I hadn't heard anything about it. So I don't know if this was something that people knew about or not. But yes. And the trailer's online now. So go and look at Hogwarts Legacy. I think you'd be pretty impressed. I'm definitely going to play it. And I sent a text to my wife to say, hey, look at this. And she's like, this is how you're going to get me to let you buy the PS5, isn't it? And I was like, yes. So
she'll play that one or?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
So
nice.
PS5 launch date. It launches in November, and there are two different different versions. So it's going to launch November 12th in the US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. It'll roll out in the rest of the world on November 19th. So everybody's going to get it soon-ish.
Okay.
And there are the two different versions. There's a digital edition which has no disk drive. So if you have a fast enough connection, you'll be good to go there. If you don't, you can get one with a disk drive. The digital edition is $399, and the disk driven edition is $499. So
Not that big a difference.
yeah, so the $399 for the digital edition for their cheaper one is still about $100 more than the Xbox equivalent. But hey, if you're into the PlayStation stuff, then you got something you can work with here. So, I left one other thing out. A new God of War title. It looks like it's God of War Ragnarok, which people went crazy for God of War. They did a really good, fun story with that. For the last, well, fun is probably not the right word for the story. They did a very interesting, heart-wrenching story for the last God of War. So the next one everybody's been just waiting for, and yeah. So lots of fun stuff if you're a gamer and you're really into this. Whether you want Xbox or PS5 or both.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of new fun stuff coming out.
Yes. So you've got a lot of options.
A lot of stuff for us to play at home when we're locked up.
Definitely.
Well, I wanted to talk just quick about my new favorite show called Cobra Kai.
Oh, yes.
I am obsessed with this show already. If you watched Karate Kid back in the day, this will be right up your alley. It's 34 years after that movie took place, and where is Johnny Lawrence, the two main guys, and the LaRusso guy, Daniel LaRusso. So it's really fun. They do a lot of these kind of fun cuts to the movie to kind of show you what happened back in the movie and what's going on now. And they're, the like bad guy that Danny LaRusso actually kicked in the face or kicked in the head and won. He's kind of the like down and out guy. He's, drinking
the main character, right?
Yeah. He's kind of drinking a lot now. And, but he's trying to bring Cobra Kai back. So that was the like karate school that he belonged to that got, eliminated and, all this bad stuff. But it's really awesome. It's really fun. There were little short episodes. I think originally it was on YouTube. It was a YouTube like Red. If you subscribe to YouTube Red or whatever, and not very many people were doing that. So not a lot of people saw it. So Netflix bought it, and it's blowing up everywhere. And
then they have 2 seasons, from what I understand.
2 seasons already. Yes. Yep. And I'm hoping for sure that they're going to come out with some more because it's really awesome.
So I just finished it myself on Netflix.
Did you finish both episodes or both seasons? Or
believe me, I did.
I was trying to like stretch it out. I just started season 2, so
I started watching, and it's one of those things where, and we all do this, where we'll watch a show and kind of be doing something else, and just you kind of just want something on in the background. But it pulled me in really quick, and it is when I was describing it to a friend, I feel like it is, it's kind of the show we need right now. Just a show it's not too deep. It's fun. It's good. It's like they did a really good job of kind of modernizing it and taking those characters and saying, this is who they were. Here's who they became. And they're still changing and growing. And
absolutely. And it gives you a little bit. Yeah, it gives you some more depth behind the characters and like where they were coming from both sides. And it's really interesting to see how they grow and develop. And even just in the 2 seasons, what happens to them when they kind of come back together into the main guys come back into each other's lives. Not they don't want to, but they're put into situations where they kind of come back together, and it's really fun. So I would definitely recommend it.
It's nice. It was a nice show to watch, and you'd see like there would be cliffhangers at the end of an episode or something, really like stressful or dramatic that would happen, and then I'd stop and I'd remind myself that it's like, they're fighting over a dojo in Orange County. And so I was like,
Yep.
yes, that's the kind of
in the valley.
Yes, I'm like, this is the kind of stuff that this is what I need right now. So yes,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to highlight that's my favorite show right now.
Awesome. Very cool. So we should probably open our beers at this point.
Please. Yes, please. What do you got over there?
So I am breaking out a beer that is called Three Way from Fort George Brewing. Right. So it's actually a collaboration. It is a collaboration between, let me find this here. It is a collaboration between Structures Brewing, Level Beer, and Fort George. Level Beer is here in Portland. Fort George is out on the coast, and I have no idea where Structures Brewing is. So I liked the label, which is almost always the reason that I end up buying a beer, is because it has a label that tickles my fancy.
Structures is in Bellingham, Washington.
Oh, there we go. All right. This one is distributed only in the Pacific Northwest. So smells great. 7.2%, and it's an IPA. So let's see.
I think I might have had that one. I think that might have been one you gave me too.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. It's smooth, little hot bite at the end, but not too horrible. Flavorful. I like this. Easy to drink. I have a feeling it sneaks up on you. Feels like it's one of those. So
the 7.2 will sneak up on you.
Yes.
I love this. The three-way IPA has enough tropical fruit flavors to, what is it? Oh my God, I can't even.
Satiate?
Satiate, thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Satiate a giant lizard, playing on pleasant notes of melon and fresh orange peel, and a soft finishing touch like a gorilla on the bongos. Is there a gorilla on the bong? Oh, geez, okay. I was like, what is it?
There we go. Yep. If you're watching the video of this episode, you can see.
He was showing off the fun label.
Yes. Yeah. What do you have?
I have Chica Mala. It's a Mexican style lager, but this one has sea salt, lime, mango, and habanero. That's got me excited.
Nice.
I like a little bit of a kick, so I'm hoping there's not a lot of kick.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's a fun one. Let me go back to from Mob Craft Beer in Wisconsin somewhere.
Hey.
Milwaukee.
Nice.
So that's kind of a fun one.
A storied brewing history in Milwaukee, so that's great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
How is it? Nice, yeah?
Yeah, that's not a ton of habanero in there. That's good.
Nice.
I was kind of scared, but it just got a little bit of a bite to it. That's fun. And the mango.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's almost like kind of like one of the beer cocktails you made.
Yeah.
The lime and the sea salt and
Hey, nice. I like it.
Chica Mala.
Well, there you go. That one you can definitely get in other parts of the country. So, this is, we got some good beers this week. I like this.
Yeah.
If you've been listening and you've heard us talk about a beer that you like and want to try yourself, you can go to Untappd and look at our Heavy Conversation beer list, where we put all of our beers so that you know what we're drinking and can try them for yourself.
Yeah, and we can try and remember which ones.
That's
a nice way to keep track of what beers you've had already and which ones you like. You can kind of rate them and everything.
So this week, we are going to talk about kind of influencers, but more like people on social media that you should be following. Now, we've done this in the past, and we talked specifically about kind of plus influencers and people that we thought you should know about. And so there are tons and tons of different people that make our lists. And so we wanted to do a few more, and I am sure we're going to do this again in the future. So lots of people that we like and admire and think are doing great things, and that we think you should know about. So do you want to start it off?
Sure. I want to talk about, let me bring them up. It's called Fat Men Traveling. I've been kind of having fun watching Well, when they were traveling, I don't know how much traveling they're really doing anymore, but they kind of like to highlight bigger guys that are going on vacation and doing, having fun on the beach. They also been doing this thing where they're highlighting books that they're reading and kind of giving you little lessons from the book that they've pulled out, which I think is kind of fun. It's kind of a inspirational, mind expanding kind of thing where you can. That sounds kind of fun. That sounds like something to be up your alley. It's really cool.
Nice.
I really liked that. The one of the books is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F,
Yes.
which I think
Yes.
everyone's seen, or
Hmm.
so it's kind of fun. They do some self-help, some all kinds of different books, but it's just kind of fun. And then they highlight other um, bigger guys or bigger people that are out vacationing or out having a good time. I don't know. I just like people that are sharing other things and kind of trying to help other people expand their bases too.
That's awesome. Kind of normalizing travel for bigger people and showing that
Yeah,
you can do that when you're bigger. You can be out and you can do those same things that
yeah.
you
You can
might,
go explore and do those
right.
sightseeing things, or go to the 5-star hotels or beaches or whatever. And yeah, I think it's really nice to see that.
I love that. I love that. So my first pick here that I wanted to throw out is um, it is an Instagram account called Historical Fat People. And
Mm.
so it is vintage photos featuring nice to not so nice fat people of yore. So, it runs the spectrum. They show a lot of different things. So the latest photo that I'm seeing, the latest post is it's our man Chris Farley, and
Oh,
he
okay.
is. It's a black and white photo, and a lot of the photos that you're going to see here are black and white or sepia toned, or they're historical. So
Hmm.
they've got that older look to them, and it's Chris Farley, and he's kind of dressed up. He's wearing a trench coat. Looking good, looking fly, doing his thing. But it's really cool to kind of look through because you don't see a lot of historical photos of
Hmm.
bigger people, and they're doing all kinds of things. I mean, it's there's performers, there's I mean actors, people are dancing. There's a video of John Goodman, our spirit animal, John Goodman. So,
Yeah.
it's very cool. It's a lot of fun to look at and to kind of read through. It's historical fat people. Check it out. I think you know. We've talked about it before, that just showing photos of fat people living their lives to the fullest is kind of a it's activism in its own way, and it's this subversive thing,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
and this absolutely shows you. And I mean, it runs the spectrum. It's got so many people from all walks of life that happen to be fat. So check it out. It's awesome. It's definitely one of my favorites
Yeah,
that I've seen recently.
that's a fun one.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that on my list of things to follow. I wanted to highlight, and I think I might have highlighted this account before, but I'm going to do it again. It's XL Tribe.
Hmm.
They've been doing a lot of. Um, he's been sharing other influencers' posts and kind of highlighting different things, and also giving like um, tips about photography or modeling or how to be an influencer. And so he's got some courses or some tips and tricks on his site as well. Kirkland is the guy
Kirkland
behind.
Hawes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy behind XL Tribe, so you can follow his private account or his personal account as well, which I do both. So it's just kind of fun. He does a pay it forward thing, which is really fun. And he actually really talks about maybe not some topics that aren't always talked about in the male community. Um, you know, behind sex and relationships and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of fun to he starts discussions and gets you thinking about different things that maybe we don't always talk about, or just get those discussions rolling. And I really appreciate that when he does that on this channel. It's kind of fun, or on this
That's awesome.
page, not
Yeah.
the channel. Yeah, he does all kinds of different things, collaborations, and he has a blog posts. It's fun.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, yeah. He's a great one to follow. He's got some good stuff, and definitely is inspiring. And Lord knows we need to be inspired right now. So
Yeah, it's always really
you know,
positive stuff, and the conversations are always kind of more high level stuff. It doesn't get too. I haven't seen it get really bogged down in any sort of arguments or fights about whatever is going on. So I really like that.
nice,
Yeah.
awesome. Next on my list is a gentleman that I know pretty well. I've worked with him. He's a model for DXL and a few other places. He is also a photographer, a football player,
Hmm.
and an all around just awesome guy. His name is Eric Wallace, and he is Polymathic Wallace
Oh boy.
on Instagram. Yes, and he's just such a cool guy. And really looking at his Instagram profile now, he's doing a lot with photography, and he's really amped it up. I feel like he just recently got a camera and started using it, and really learning how to use it in the last year or so.
Nice.
And I mean, he just took it and he's gone to the next level. And it's a lot less. So a lot of these people that we're talking about, they aren't like straight up influencers and that they're like throwing out pictures of themselves and all that. It's a lot more of him taking photos of other people and putting that stuff out there. And he just does some really cool stuff. I've always been really impressed with him. He's smart and he's fun and just like well worth following. It's he is. I've got a picture I'm going to have to put up when this episode is out. It's he and I standing next to each other, and he is very, very tall, and I'm very, very not, and it's amazing. And he's just he does some really cool stuff, and I would definitely say you should follow him. He is as of right now, I'm looking at his bio here. It does say that he's an exclusive big and tall model for DXL. So yeah, he's done some great stuff, and he's a lot of fun, and yeah, so definitely worth taking a look at.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely recognize him from all the posters and stuff we had last fall.
Right. Yeah. So yes,
going down memory lane of DXL products and posters that I've seen.
Yes.
That's fun. So my next one is However Chubby.
Ah, yes.
I don't know if we Spencer.
Spencer Pablo.
Yeah, he's a really awesome photographer as well. I really like his because he does kind of funky, unusual photography, but then he also kind of does a lot of explanations of how to get those images. He does do he teaches some. I don't know. He was teaching photography somewhere. I can't remember all the specifics anymore, but I like that he does really interesting stuff. But he uses a lot of big guys in a lot of his photography, which I really appreciate. So it kind of shows you how to shoot a bigger body, how to different things you can do. But yeah, I like some of his because I'm not a photographer, so it's nice that he can kind of explain how to do things like that, and I get some ideas for us to use in some of our photography. I'm like, oh yeah, Spencer was doing this thing. I think maybe we should try to do that in another photo shoot that's coming up. And
yeah, Spencer is awesome. He is written for Chubster, and we've done a few different things with him. He's done photos as well, and yeah, he's a great guy. It's he's doing with However Chubby. He's doing a great job of spotlighting people with bigger bodies as well. So if you're looking for more of that kind of content, you want more photos of bigger people looking awesome.
Yeah,
it's the place to go for sure.
Yeah, However Chubby on Instagram is and then he's got another one, his photography, specifically, which is not so much bigger bodies. It's Spencer Pablo Photography.
Yes,
so you could, he's got a couple different ones which are fun, but I obviously enjoy the However Chubby personally.
Yes, absolutely. So next on my list is Amy Pence Brown, who her Instagram is Idaho_Amy. And if you look at it, it says she is a radical Idahoan, a fat activist, mama bear, radical artist, bold with a black bikini. She is definitely someone you should follow. She is a body image activist, writer, artist, a public speaker. She, a few years ago, did a stand for self-love at the Capital City Public Market in Boise. And it was documented in a blog post and photographs and a video that got tons of exposure. It's been seen over 200 million times. And I mean, she's been written about CNN, USA Today, Cosmo. I mean, tons of different places. She is really doing some great work around fat activism, around loving your body and how radical that is when you're in a bigger body. She is not afraid to show her body or encourage other people to show and embrace their bodies.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, and it definitely is, and I would absolutely recommend that you follow her, because I think that is something that we need more of, and she does it unapologetically, and that's also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really important to not only just talk about body positivity, self-love, but also to act it and to show it. And I think that she does an amazing job of doing that. She is very confident in her body. I don't know her personally, but just from her posts and things that she talks about, she seems very confident, and it's really nice to see that.
It is, absolutely. And I think you're right. It really is. It's a lot more difficult to walk the walk,
Absolutely.
And I think that, I think with the kind of work that we do, we see that. And I think she is taking it to a place that is difficult for a lot of people to go to. So it's super impressive. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to be following her, because she's definitely on the top of my list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm going to continue to like some of her posts so that she shows up on my timeline a little bit more, because I know I was following her before, but I haven't seen much from her lately. So.
The way that that Instagram does that, it's so crazy. You never know who
algorithms.
You're gonna,
you don't know what you're going to see. You see the same thing a lot. So
right.
You got to go out and like some other things that are a little bit outside of your normal, so you can see what other people are talking about and get outside of your bubble. That we definitely need to be doing that more.
Yes,
now more than ever.
Absolutely.
Get other voices in your timeline and in your feeds.
Definitely.
All right. Those are the few that I've got to share this time. Like you said before, there's always more and other feeds and people to be talking about, but those are the ones I want to talk about today.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, if there are people that inspire you and you're listening to this and you think we should cover them or talk about them, let us know. Hit us up at Heavy Convo all over social media. And we'd love to see get your thoughts and, continue to compile our lists. And we're definitely going to do this again.
Yeah, we enjoy highlighting other people and what they're doing and what makes them awesome. So send them over to us.
All right. Well, Jody, we did it. We've gotten through another one, and we're both able to breathe. So let's hope that this time next week, when we do it again,
it'll be clear.
It'll be clear. Yes.
Well, thanks, Bruce. Thanks, everybody, for coming along.
Thanks,
talk
Jody.
at you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.